Do you ever want to master something? What is becoming a master? Some people think it's the information, the research, the knowledge, or even just getting your hands dirty. Whether you're a mechanic or a cook, it doesn't matter. You have to put in the time. Actually, they have a number to it. I'm Rick Wilkerson Music, and I'm here to help you on your journey to 1,000 hours of becoming a drumming master. Today we're going to talk about defining your sound. So why is it important to define your sound? Well, for beginners, a lot of people ask me, how do you create a beat from scratch? How do you listen to a song, maybe a demo that someone sent you, and create this wide range of sound within one song? Well, it's defining your sound. It is understanding, okay, where's this person from? Why is it that they're playing this certain rhythm within this song? When did this time period originate? So for example, if someone sends me something that kind of sounds like, okay, this is an R&B, Motown-esque, 60s, 70s type of funk, maybe that I can emulate within the verse, right? That gives me such a broader picture of exactly what it is I need to do to contribute to the sound of that song. Just like if a chef is trying to make a traditional Mediterranean dish or a traditional Latin dish, they understand everything they can about the culture in order to make the best dish that they possibly can. Your dish is your groove, it's your beat that you're playing inside of the song. What do I mean whenever I say culture? I mean the 5 W's of journalism, the who, what, where, why, when, of what it is that you're doing. I can say jazz, but whenever I say New Orleans, brass band, frontline, maybe some Zydeco, that narrows down that big field of jazz to a certain time period, a certain place, and you automatically start to get the food and everything else about the culture in your head, and that creates that sound. So what I want to do now is I just want to go through a few different sounds that allow you to understand and see what you can all do to understand your sound within a certain type of music, whether it be pop, whether it be jazz, whether it be hip hop, R&B, it doesn't matter. You can bring your sound into any genre of music. The second thing is your technique. So if we have our culture, we have our technique, those two simple things can make your sound start to come alive. Cool. Now we're going to talk about technique. From the very basics of starting to understand the culture, you have to understand how that drummer plays that type of instrument. So for drum set, the technique that I use, I place my index finger on the stick, the first line of the index finger, thumb straight across from that. And I use these 2 fingers for my fulcrum. If you don't know what a fulcrum is, a fulcrum basically is it's gonna be your balance point. It's gonna be how you control the stick. So if you ever see on the playground, see a seesaw, right? The piece of equipment that's in the middle, right? Balancing 2 people on the other side of the seesaw, right? That's the fulcrum of the seesaw. Your seesaw is your stick, all right? How is it balancing in your hand? Are you gonna hold it way back here? It's gonna be a lot more difficult if you're unbalanced, right? So you find that balance point, use your fulcrum here to control the stick. It's your control point, all right? Very simple. There's so many different types of fulcrums that you can go with. There's a wide range. There's no good or bad. You can do whatever it is that makes you comfortable, but my fulcrum is here. This is how I control the stick. For 90% of the things that I do, it's gonna originate from my fulcrum. All right, so once you have the fulcrum, that's part 1. Part 2 is your muscle group. So are you using your fingers? Are you using your wrist or are you using your arms? All right? It's very basic, guys. Fulcrum, muscle group. So if I'm playing big, obviously I'm using my arm. If I'm playing small, I'm using my fingers. Those two things are gonna make you sound specific to not only the genre and your sound, defining your sound, but it's gonna give you the best technique to be able to achieve this. Now you guys understand the importance of defining your sound. Whether your very first time playing Latin music or a 2/3 clave or hip hop, country train beat, New Orleans jazz, whatever it is, you know the culture behind what it is that you're playing, you know the technique. Those two things, those two very basic things are gonna help you on your journey to being able to define your sound. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We had a blast. We're gonna give you some more videos soon to help you understand how to define your sound behind every single beat. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, ring the notification, whatever it is that you do. Make sure you're back here to help yourself understand, get better. Comment below, tell me what you like about the video. We'll see you soon.